Welcome everyone. I'm currently recording live as I'm streaming some Nydal, and welcome. This is probably going to be a long video, so yeah, make sure to turn on your double speed playback. Highly recommended. Anyways, the tram's done. Yeah, so let's start by talking about that. So Jay sent me a model for some trams. Look at that frame rate. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. Just so that you suffer as much as I do every time I play City Skylines, I'm going to open up Bandicam here, and you're going to see the frame rate counter at the top. There you go. That way you know exactly what I'm seeing. It might be a bit too tiny on the stream now that now that I see it there, but yeah, it's 10 FPS right now. So here, let's zoom in. We got some bits, by the way. Holy crap, Bubblegum72. Can't stay long, but wanted to show support. Thank you so much for the bits. Your support has been well received, actually. I also have some old subscriptions that I didn't call out that happened between the last stream and this one, but I just want to say them out loud. Timberland Gaming. Here, let's run them, because I actually can't do this now. Timberland Gaming, Thorns 11, and Heavily Salty. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. All right. No, I was going to talk about the trams anyways, Jay. Don't worry. So here's what happened. Jay sent me a Citadis model of trams. He sent me like a blank version. I think you were using this for another project that actually never happened or something like that. He will probably explain in the chat better, but he sent me everything that I needed to customize and start creating my own Nydal theme trams, because right now we're using the Melbourne ones that look great. Actually, they're really pretty. I was looking at photos of these the other day, but the problem is that they're like very unique to Melbourne, and we're not in Melbourne, as you can see here. So I was thinking of just creating my own branding for Nydal. In fact, I can show you right now. This is sort of a sneak peek for those of you watching this. Well, I guess the people watching the VOD will also get this, but where did I put this here? Because I have it on a second monitor. So this is the logo for, I'm not going to show you what's on the side because I'm still working on it. It doesn't look great. I'm working on a logo for the municipality of Nydal, the city of Nydal, city council, whatever you want to call it. Actually, I'm trying to come up with like a proper government identification for Nydal. But this is the transit system. It's called NLink. And I wanted to keep it generic enough that, you know, so that way people can use it in their own cities and it's not like super, you know, tailored to Nydal. That's sort of the plan here. So it's going to be called NLink. It's probably going to be applied to buses too, maybe if we have some time. But last night I was trying to like start working on the skins, and I tried a couple things, and I'm getting there, but I haven't quite gotten there. I was kind of tired last night. I thought it was going to be an easier process to, you know, making custom assets. It wasn't, but I will at some point finish them and put them into the city. And of course, if Jay is okay with that. Also, Nightbot is telling everyone about my dual stream with Jack. Let me just save all that real quick. If Jay, allows me to do that, I'll publish that in the workshop. That way, everyone can get it. Right, disable. Okay, so now we shouldn't be able to get spam from Nightbot. Can I actually delete this? I don't think I can. That's fine. All right, so today what we are going to do is, well, I want to ask you what you want me to do, because we have a ton of tiny projects that I think we can finish within the length of a stream. Easy process to make assets. Yeah, I know. That was kind of naive of me to think that I will be able to just get an asset done quickly. But so this is Nydal. For those of you who don't know, you're just tuning in to this random stream. This is a project that I started, like half a year ago. I've been slowly working on it. The frame rate looks like this because this is a heavily modded City Skylines. And that's just how it is. I have, if you're interested in my specs right now, I have a 1080 Ti, 64 gigs of RAM, and Core i7 9700K. So this is like as good as it gets. But honestly, I had like a much older PC and it worked exactly the same. So yeah, not much we can do about that. If you've ever watched heavily modded City Skylines, they all pretty much look like this. So I'm gonna try to zoom in real close as I'm working on things, so at least the frame rate is more tolerable. Man, that's a difficult word. But yeah, so this is a YouTube series, by the way. So if you want to watch how we came this far, you can just go to my YouTube channel. There's probably links below. And yeah, that should be that. So a couple things that I was thinking of working on today. I don't know if we'll be able to do all of them, but let's see. A few weeks ago, I got a mod that disables the vanilla tram stops. So I was thinking that we can start creating our own custom ones. I got assets from the workshop. That current prop count. Sure, I'll show you the prop count. There you go. While I search for things, we're sitting on user props. Yeah, is it user props? Really? Only 4,000? Holy crap! Wait till I get PO. Actually, I have a great excuse to not get PO, but I can't talk about it. But I think I've been talked, or I guess sweet talked into using PO. I've been advised of some actual benefits in terms of performance. So I might make the switch, mostly for like basic stuff. I'm not just gonna like grab a building and completely modded it. I'm thinking of just like, hey, grab a surface, a ploppable surface, and stretch it so that it's one single prop and not a million. Even though I guess turning into ploppable objects props like doesn't count towards the limit. I don't know. Point is that I might switch to that soon. Would you track the tram ride? Track the tram ride. You meaning like ride like the train while I talk about things? Like, we could do that. I think that's what you mean. Like, you mean this? Yeah, there we go. So now we're getting some sweet 12 FPS right here. By the way, the game is slowed down as well. It's easier to play at this speed. If I bring it all the way to 100%, it's way more noticeably choppy. I'm so used to playing at 20% speed now that I'm fine with it. So in the meantime, while this happens, let me man, that is a tight fit right there between those trucks. I really need to get rid of those trucks. For starters, they're all like very American looking. Which I don't think it doesn't really fit the theme. But yeah, we definitely need to get that sorted out. What's the mod called that shows you the prop count and stuff? I think it's like show more limits or something like that. Someone please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Someone says, it's new. Is the game fun? I never played before. It depends on your definition of fun. If you're like insane and you like massive micromanagement control over aesthetics and nothing like really related to simulation, I guess you could play this game from a simulation point of view. But I can show you how many hours I played on this game right now. I'm no longer embarrassed to show that I played 2,272 hours. So if you like city builders, like if you play SimCity and you like it, this is just going to be like, this is like the best city builder that's out there by a lot. So yeah, and I'm not being paid to say that. Like, clearly, as you can see from the amount of hours that I put in there. Okay, tram stops. I don't know. I tried looking for the assets. I think it's this one's right. Who is the author of this? Matin Mail 98. Okay, so as you can see, we have a whole bunch of assets, and I was thinking of here. Let's stop following this tram for a second. I like that some of them are sort of pre-built, which makes life really easy, especially because I don't expect to have tram stops looking any different than this. I think this is actually pretty good. But then we have a whole bunch of other props if we want to go a little crazier. What is this one like? Oh, interesting. I see. Like this sort of not race curve, but like extended curve. I think it's already good enough. It's vanilla, so you know, not too bad. CSL show more limits. Yes, that's the one. You play like 1,200 hours. Yeah, you're not alone, and I'm not even like the most amount of hours out there. There's people. I mean, so the game, it's kind of cheaty though, because I've heard that the people that play like over 3,000 hours or so, it's people that actually leave the game running all day because it takes so long to load the city. This city takes like 5 minutes to load, but if you have like slightly slower computer, it could take upwards to like 15 minutes. At that point, you just leave it running and sort of forget about it. All right, so one option in terms of things to do is to do tram stops. Another option is to continue expanding this neighborhood right here, which is probably better for the stream as my frame rate is slightly better. I want to start sort of filling out some of these blocks, following the same pattern. Somewhere around here, I'm going to switch from like luxury sort of residential. I got some cool assets that I got them like forever ago. I didn't know that I have them, but we could start transitioning into that. Another option is to start working on this hill, laying down some roads, and start putting down some suburbs that will look sort of like this. Here, let me zoom in. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna run a straw poll, put in the chat, and then we'll be very democratic about this. I mean, obviously you need to do all of those things, but I don't think we can do all of that in one sitting, so we're definitely gonna have to pick something and go with it. So yeah, so we have tram stops, just to do a bit of a recap. Tram stops, expanding this like medium density neighborhood right here towards this side, and suburbs at the top. Yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see. Why don't we run a straw poll here real quick? So straw poll. I know there's like a easier way. Actually, I think I can run a. Let's see about this. I hate doing this live, like experimenting with new software, but maybe it's doable. I don't see the option to run a poll on Nightbot, unfortunately. Giveaways, I don't have anything to give away. Hopefully I will have something to give away soon. We got some bits from Heavily Salt. Thank you so much for the support. I called out your sub earlier in the stream, by the way, because you subbed like 2 days ago. So yeah, welcome. Yeah, okay, so Nightbot is no-go. All right. What should we build? Tram stops. Medium density. There we go, because I know how to spell. Offices, expansion, and what was the other option? Oh, suburbs expansion. Suburbs expansion on the hill. Great. So let's create a poll, and I'm going to put it in the chat. That is my link. That is not the straw poll. So right now I'm actually copying between two computers. That's why. There we go. That's the straw poll. Go vote. Actually, we can do this now. I thought this would auto-refresh. Really? It doesn't auto-refresh? As you can see, I haven't voted, so, you know, to not, like, distort the voting process is all very transparent. We have people from multiple... hang on, I need to call some subs here. I totally forgot. I was going to make a really dumb joke anyways. Street 34 Mo? ST34 Mo. Is that? I'm sure if I read it fast, it's like a word, but sorry if I'm not getting it. And Ping the Net. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's keep refreshing. Come on, people. Cast your votes. I guess I can just do this, right? I think the old version of Strawball, the one that had the ugly like wood sort of texture, automatically updated. Suburbs expansion on the hill, it's winning by basically a lot of votes. Let me see. Someone was asking, Coda Des was asking, hey Strig, what's your approach for road layouts? It's always the thing I struggle with the most, and I find it the toughest to get realistic. So usually what I do, I mean, at this point, it's like second nature just to do roads that, you know, look kind of realistic to me. But whenever I'm out of ideas, what I do is literally go on Google Maps and try to, like, if you don't know where to even begin, just pick a city that you like in Google Maps, start copying it, and I'll promise you that 15, 20 minutes in, you're going to start adding your own variants. So that city, you're not literally copying the city, but you're using that as a base to create your own. So that has worked for me time and time again, and I encourage you to try it. Another thing you can do is go watch $2.20 video on road layouts, which he basically talks about that a little bit. Why is this? Okay, there we go. Great. Let's refresh once more. All right, Suburbs expansion on the hill is what it is. I was just trying to catch up on some other messages in the chat, but I think I covered most of it. People and traffic flowing on realistic speed or timing has some kind of slow-mo. Yeah, we're slowing down the simulation to 20%. That's why everything is going to be in slow-mo. So, yeah. Let me zoom back in. All right. Suburbs expansion. Let's see. What I would like to know is why this doesn't scroll all the way down. Now chat is like kind of blocking the thing. I have like an overlay over the chat because I scrolled up telling me that there's more messages below, but it's actually blocking the last message, so I can't really read it. All right, great. So I think we're gonna have to start. By the way, this road right here, I kind of want to keep it very, you know what, let's start with that, because I think this road is going to be the backbone of this back area right here. So yeah, let's just do this for now. Actually, one thing that I would really like is if this feature was on and this feature was on by default. Like, I never use these two features. Sorry, I never not use this feature, and I never use this feature, which is the toggle road collision. But yeah. So how's your day going? Hopefully it's doing pretty good. Why is the thing? There we go. For some reason it was moving on its own. By no means this road is just going to remain like this. I just want to lay it down, sort of following this this valley here. Unless you really like these kind of super sharp turns. Honestly, you know what? I actually kind of like it. I mean, obviously, I'm going to make it much more fluid. But you do see stuff like this in real life. Just check this out. Just approaching this like this. It's kind of nice. I kind of like this. I sort of did this with this avenue right here. Like, if you look at it from this angle, there's some ups and downs. I wish that the transition between the different road nodes was a little bit more smooth, but it's still pretty good. And honestly, once you start putting down the buildings, all these like tiny imperfections, if you want to call them that, they sort of disappear. So do you not have your settings on low? I have everything set to max, and I'm actually playing in 5K right now. Like, I'm upscaling 4K into 5K. But that has nothing to do with the frame rate, if that's what you're concerned about. Like, even if I bring it down to 720p, I will get exactly the same frame rate. The problem is that the game can't handle this level of customization. This is a heavily modded version of City Skylines, so that's why. it works the way it does. Hopefully, there's been rumors about like a sequel to this game. Not that I know anything, but yeah. I wonder if that ever happens. I wonder if they're gonna take modding from a different approach, having learned everything they have from this version of Skylines. I don't know. Pedestrians and traffic flow look realistic. Do you use the mod to slow it down? I only use the realistic walking speed, and then I'm just slowing down the rest of the game. But like if I bring it to 100% speed, you'll see what it actually looks like. See, it's impossible to actually control my mouse now. I've gotten so used to like slowing it down. Here, let's point it to. Now we get 20 frames per second. This is just a luxury right now. This is what it is. Okay, let's focus on this thing. Get this thing done. What I'm wondering is maybe just a national road is not the solution here. I think we might need like 2 lanes on each side. So let's actually switch this to this. I don't really want to have like a giant avenue per se, but I do want to have a bit of a thoroughway. There's going to be very few connections on this road, by the way. And by the way, my window is open, so you're gonna hear some traffic. But I figured we're playing City Skylines, so the sound effects are probably they're probably sort of get mixed in with what's happening on the screen. Let me actually slow it back down. Hydronine says, "Hey brother, hope you're well. Looking forward to the stream today. Joined a bit late. Yeah, welcome. We're just getting started, man. So yeah, it's all downhill from here. But thank you for tuning in. Is this? We have a straight path there. Okay, so I definitely want to have a curve here. And I think we can fake that somehow if we do that. By the way, this option is toggle snapping. This is actually a great opportunity. Whenever I'm live, I can actually explain everything I'm doing because, you know, in time lapse, if I click like that would happen so fast that I probably won't be able to specifically explain what I did. And then I get questions, and then it's hard to explain why I did the things I did. Dude, I'm really liking this. Let's see, can we take advantage of this great tool that Mr. Q has provided for us, which is the align slope. You just select the top and bottom nodes, and now there's supposed to be a very smooth transition from there to there. Dude, I'm really thrilled about this. This was a happy accident. What do you mean chat is dead? Jarenable, how's it going, sir? Yeah, it's quiet. It's not dead. It's just quiet. Or maybe it is dead. I don't know. There's like 95 people watching right now, so it is pretty quiet for 95 people. I wonder why you guys are being shy. Okay, so right here, I think I want to do a similar transition between these nodes. So let's grab this one and this one. And now we should get a nice smooth climb up. Might be able to bring this up just a touch. Specifically this point right here. There we go. It looks like a racetrack almost now. Dude, I'm loving this. This looks great. I mean, I know I just built it, but I'm actually happy with what I just built, which is not always the case. So we want to raise that one up. So this is as far as it was. We'll take this. Now that I have this backbone road here, I can start laying down the inner roads on the hill. I'm going to do my best to not terraform the crap out of this mountain. I want to keep it, or this hill for that matter, I want to keep it at this height level, but once you start putting down roads, it's easy to start getting all the cliffs and stuff like that, and I sort of tend to gravitate towards smoothing everything out, which means that the height of the thing gets low. But yeah. Hopefully we can avoid that. Okay. So I'm going to have multiple connections coming from this road and a few connections coming from this road. But I definitely want to keep it connected to the main arteries here. I don't want to have 20,000 connecting roads to this avenue particularly. So for example, let's continue with the bike path here. Where's the bike path? Here it is. So if we go this way, something like that, and I think this is the other one. Slope too steep. No, it's not. You don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't tell me what I can or cannot do. So something like this, you know, we have these unique roads, and then we have these like narrow roads. I don't want to connect these on the other end. Just want to keep the nodes to a minimum. But since here I'm expecting to have a much more dense area, I definitely want multiple ins and outs. Now these roads, I don't think, we might need to get rid of these trees, honestly. By the way, another quick tip, if you double click on these filters, it will unselect everything else and select the thing that you want. So yeah. And you can keep expanding with your filters. But honestly, I rarely do this. I notice. Just some tips for cuboid. I rarely expand this menu for some reason. So far, this has been more than enough. I'm actually trying some pieces of software right now, and I need to give feedback on that. All right, let's move these trees out of the way. Now, I really like this fog, by the way. Just something that it's worth pointing out. It really makes it look much more realistic, especially when you're looking at the horizon and everything else. But when you zoom out just a little bit, it gets a little bit too hazy. I guess there's a ton of pollution in Nydal. What are you gonna do about that? I'm gonna put these trees here for now. Let's just separate them from the thing. Also, let's uncheck that. That way we can start laying down some roads. So you can see here how like immediately steep this is. So we need to come up with like a clever way of addressing this. So double click on nodes. We'll unselect everything but nodes. And let's see. I think we can go this way actually. And we can select segments and curve this. And we will definitely need to bring this down right about there. Let me actually bring chat up a little bit bigger. It's so therapeutic watching this. Thank you. Are you saying therapeutic for me or therapeutic for you? What is the mod that you use to change the time? The mod that I use to change the time is Ultimate Candy. I think there's other mods, but that's the one I use. You see, now this is cold. It's cold Earl Grey. Cold Earl Grey, but still good though. I think it's just like the reaction. I'm expecting it to be hot, but it's totally not. Just enjoying your work and listening carefully. All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, you're going to probably release some apartment buildings tonight. Interesting. What kind of architecture, if you don't mind me asking? That's, I think I have a couple of your buildings already. And I definitely have your tram tracks. So, highly, go check out Jernable's assets in the workshop, in the Steam workshop, that is. With CS, do you have any issues with the mods that mean you needed to completely reinstall? Am I considering a brand new PC build and the game doesn't want to run even just your recommended mod essentials? Not sure what's up. So yeah, that's weird. I never had any mods that would just like prevent the game from running. So what I would recommend first is to isolate the problem. The first thing that you want to do, the easiest thing that you want to do is go into your settings. I can actually show you because that's why we're doing this. If you go to your properties, go to set launch options and type no workshop. If you do this and then run the game, I'm not going to do it now. Not that anything will happen right now, but you have to quit the game, of course, in order for this to take effect. But if you do this, you will disable everything that's getting pulled from the workshop, so it will be like 100% vanilla. Try running the game there. If that doesn't work, then you will have to reinstall your game because it's not related to your mods. If this works, and then when you enable the mods it doesn't work, you might want to go through the list of your mods and like enable them all, and then just one by one enable them, or at least split the list in half and just enable some first and see where the issue is. Another good way to make sure that you're using the right version of the mods, because they keep changing all the time, is to look at the last updated date. So if you have a mod that hasn't been updated since 2015, just at least go scroll down to the comments below. You're probably going to hear a lot of people complaining about it not working, so it might not work. And in that case, you just need to unsubscribe to it. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'm actually thinking of doing like a tutorial video on like the 10 things that I do whenever I get problems in City Skylines. I never had a problem that bad, but that's usually what I do. I'm super curious on what your RAM usage is. Mine is like 15 gigs and I got 16 gigs total. I either need 32 or 64. Okay, so I have 64 gigs of RAM. And let me tell you, you don't really need that much RAM. I mean, it really depends on how many assets you have in your collection. If you have like 5,000 assets and they're all like a gig each in terms of how big they are, sure, you're gonna need a lot of RAM. But I have 64 now. I'm using half of it, and I have between the 32 that I had before and the 64 that I have now, I had like 0 frames improvement. So, you know, nothing that will help you much there. I also have double the GPU memory compared to my 980 Ti, which only had 6, or almost double. And that, I think I gained like 3 FPS by upgrading that, so not really a huge improvement. There are a few mods that you can disable to get significant improvements. One is the extended info panel, that crazy toolbar that I used to had for the longest time. That eats up like 5 or 6 frames per second, so you want to disable that. It really doesn't add all that much. It looks cool as hell, don't get me wrong, but you want to get rid of that. And then network skins is another heavy mod. Jay, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he has like a more comprehensive list of the mods that cost frame reps when you're playing. Unfortunately, network skins, I just need to use it because there's no other way that I know to get rid of the lights. I like controlling my lights on my own, so I need network skins for that. And also, network skins is doing a whole bunch of heavy lifting. So for example, this road right here, I just have it set to the pine plant. It's this one right here, so you can actually see what I'm doing. This is like a lot of detail that I would otherwise have to add manually. So network skins does all that for me, which is pretty handy. And let me actually start building some things. I'll take a look at chat in another minute, but I really want to get stuff done. All right, so let's do that. This one, I guess we can basically replicate the same thing, just curve it so that it's sort of out of the way. And we might want to put this there. You see, when you copy and paste, it forgets the settings that you set on a network scan, so you actually have to do it manually. Or I think you can, hang on, let me try this. So you can copy and paste, and then you go in, as far as I know, and you do that, yeah, you can upgrade it. Okay, so it's not too bad. So in this case, what I want to do is reverse this. Also, you want to turn this feature off. I wish this feature was always off. I think it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, from now on. I've been told. We'll see. Okay. Actually, in general, I wish mods would remember my settings all the time. Like, Ultimate Eye Candy always starts with a simulation with a day-night cycle, like at 1x. I never want this to go. Like, I always change this manually. So, you know, tiny little things. Don't get me wrong, this is an amazing mod. I'm not complaining. I just wish that it was, like, a little bit better. So, this is what I was talking about a second ago. You see how if I put down these roads, I immediately get this crazy terrain differences. I mean, this is a very steep hill, as you can see here. But the problem is, if I go in with the smoothing tool, do something like that, and I make it smooth enough to fit houses, like suddenly the hill is basically gone, and I can keep going, right? So, yeah, haven't figured out a proper. I guess in real life you wouldn't have this steep hills, or you do have this steep hills, but you wouldn't have houses on it. So, I definitely want to take advantage of this hill as much as I can, but I don't see an easy way to do it. How are you getting the roads to lay down with its rain instead of terraforming it? What? I'm not entirely sure I understand your question. Like, how do I move stuff? Like, everything I'm doing with roads, I'm doing it with Move It, or just like literally grabbing the road and placing it down. Obviously, I have the Find Road tools to like disable, well, basically to toggle anarchy. That way it doesn't prevent me from doing things in, like if you try to drag a road in a steep sort of fashion, the game won't allow it. But I wonder if, let's see. You kind of have to gauge how steep things are first, it seems. So I can do that. This curve, it's a little bit steep, but I think it's because I want to sort of match the angle that we had there. And I guess we could do, oops, not that. Undo. So if we do that, now we can counter curve this. Let's try to get the Viziers aligned properly. That way we get a smooth transition between the things. I might be able to get away with this by doing that. There you go. So that's, I mean, a car can climb up this hill easily. It's not, the grading on this hill is not too bad. I think it's mostly the fact that it tries to like be flushed against this intersection. In real life, it would be more straight because there's still some clearance below the car. But yeah, let's just go like this for now. And this curve is terrible, so let's actually fix that. Can I do this? So basically want to match the tangent on this and this one, right? And if you do it right, you'll see how this gap fills in with the trees that I picked. Except for that tiny spot. Why is that spot? Oh, there you go. There goes my camera. Great. Okay, I might have to go switch to plan B real quick. Give me a second here. Okay, if this doesn't work, meaning it just it's overheating. There you go. Okay, now it's just going crazy. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's still a little warm. I'm gonna give it a second, and let me actually switch back to studio mode. Sorry to interrupt it like that, but now there's a fan pointing at it, so it should keep it cool. If this doesn't work, I have no idea what to do, honestly, because I just changed everything. It's using HDMI, it's no longer using USB. I got the demo battery that shouldn't be warming things up, but I actually might return it and get a Sony one, and because I got like a cheap one. Apparently it should be good, but apparently not. Anyways, yeah, I know whenever the USB sound comes up, like I don't know, when I'm watching other people's streams, it's like Is that my computer? This clearly right here, it's not the right tangent. Actually, might need to move this. There we go. Now it's the right tangent. See, now it's a much smoother climb up. So what I'm going to do is perhaps, so these two are the same level. I think we can go a little higher up. Maybe up there. Let's align these two, and then let's bring this back up. So yeah, I'll leave it another, like, I don't know, a couple minutes, and then turn the camera on. I can see it like being really warm in the back, but like everything else is like super cold, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Okay, so, and if that doesn't work, I literally will have to get a new camera, because this is ridiculous. Like, I knew that Sony cameras overheated, but I always thought that, okay, maybe, I think there's like a firmware upgrade coming up soon that addresses that to some degree, but man, that really sucks. Like, the use, I mean, I know it's like a video camera that you're supposed to record short clips, or at least 20-minute clips, but it has an HDMI output, so it shouldn't like just turn off like that. That's kind of a terrible design, if you ask me. Okay, so this is looking good. In terms of steepness, I think we're pretty good as well. So let's curve this way. That way we have a nice flowing thing. This one feel like could be better. How are we doing here? See, this one is not necessarily, oops, that is way too much. If you turn this feature on, the toggle snapping, sometimes it just helps you with the curves. Keeps you like the perfect tangent, but more often than not, eyeballing it, it's good enough. All right, there we go. That's not too bad. Now we need to climb up just a tiny bit. I think we can go higher here slightly. Now the issue is this gap in the middle wide enough to have a row of houses? I'm leaning towards no. We might have to expand this a little bit further out. Kind of like so. There we go. That's actually not too bad. Let's turn this off, undo that. We now go here. Get this thing curved. So now we might actually have a spot here for another like narrow road with some houses on it. I want to thank you for your streaming workflow videos. Thank you so much. For those of you who don't know, I have a second channel, Strictoster DOS, where I've been documenting my whole process of getting a better stream, even though there's still things that I need to work on. But yeah, I much appreciate it. Those are like really raw videos. There's like not a whole lot of, in terms of presentation, I just like went straight for the content. But yeah, if you're looking to start streaming and you need help setting things up, and yeah, might find my videos a little bit useful. There's a million videos on how to get started on OBS and things like that, but yeah. What's going on this road? What's going on this road? Looks perfect for a boat? I don't understand what that means. I'm working on some suburbs on this hill. I'm trying to expand the road network a little bit so that we don't have to completely terraform this thing. And I'm trying to look at this from all the angles that I can. I want like a horseshoe, like a nice, perfect horseshoe situation going on here if I can. I might be able to benefit from this now, from the snapping, perhaps. Nope, I don't think I can benefit from that. I guess we'll have to 100% eyeball this. Let's try to get this tangent to be flushed against there. Might want to extend that node and curve it this way, and that will also give us a bit more clearance in the middle here, where some of the houses will take place. Like I said, I'm trying my best to not completely destroy this hill, but this super sharp edge will have to go. You'll see what I mean in just a second once I start putting things down. That looks pretty good, I think. Let me continue straight this way. That's too high up. Let's bring this down. All right, that's not bad. I think that's as high as I want to go, at least with this road. Let's see if we can get an inner road in the middle. I don't need much, just like a narrow street. In fact, I always wanted to use this. This is, yeah, Arnold Rimmer. He's actually working. I saw some screenshots he was posting. He's working on like a really interesting map thing. I think he's been working on that for like half a year now. Hopefully he will get that out soon. But since we're sort of no longer in the city center, I actually, you know what? Which roads? I definitely want to use that road, but I also want to have suburbs that look completely different. Yeah, let's do the cul-de-sac and these like narrow roads, and then we're gonna use these roads in you know, as we start sort of venturing out of Nydal. All right, let me give the camera another shot. Should have cooled down by now. Like I literally just touched it and it's, there we go. The double sound is probably not a good sign, but let's see. Yeah, it is a good sign. Okay, great. So let's go out of studio mode and voila. Sorry about that. Hopefully it won't happen again. I also I'm not finishing the stream. I literally just randomly click. The operation and safety of this battery cannot be guaranteed. Continue. Yes, Jesus Christ. Stop asking me things. Just do your thing. There we go. Yeah, it's a face scan. You said it right. Hoping for better terrain tools. I think the terrain tools are actually not too bad. I think the problem mostly is the limitation of the mesh. But if you've seen, I mean, people like vlogs are like insane at terraforming. Like you just see, obviously I suck at it. This is like imported from like a height map and I like barely tweak things. But if you know what you're doing, you can get a lot of stuff done with these basic set of tools. Okay, inner roads, let's see. So I think I wanted this one. Now the issue is having enough room for the houses. Because if I put houses, they kind of have to be somewhat... Okay, here's an idea. Let's select this node, and this node, and use this tool and this tool. That should have given us like a midpoint. That's not working the way I thought it would. Let's do this and this. So now this is like an average point between the two nodes. So now I can align this to that one. Now the issue is if I put down a house, let's go to globals, low density, and let's grab one of Avania's houses, for example. See, if I put this down, it just clips against the wall here, which is the issue that I always have with this. So if I select both of these nodes and bring this up like that, that works, except now I have this like super super sharp edge on this road, which also doesn't look great. Which tells me that the gap between these two roads, it's too narrow and we need to go farther apart. I think that's actually the solution to this problem. I mean, I obviously could just bring this down closer to the road here, which is okay. But yeah, this is like too narrow of a gap, unfortunately. The JARP edges. Unless I mean, I don't mind having a little bit of exposed cliff, to be honest. It's just this giant wall here doesn't look great. That being said, though, if I lower this down just a touch, let's see about this. Let's go here and here. Actually, this is probably going to be connected to that anyways. So, where's the node? So the node is here. Nope. I hate that it just takes so much time to update the thing. I don't know if that will ever be fixed. Okay, that wasn't the camera. That was just Adobe telling me that I have updates. No, all your updates suck, Adobe. I'm still with the old versions on purpose because the new ones don't work. All right. So that doesn't look super bad. We have this exposed wall here. What if I somehow bring this farther out? Have like a much sharper turn here instead. How does this look? We're still looking good in terms of the slopes. This one might have to be stretched out that way. We're gonna be on a straight line here, and we want to maintain that curve there. Now we're getting somewhere. This gradient is suddenly not so crazy anymore. This is set in the hills of Europe. Yes, if so, not enough blind corners, don't you think? I mean, I haven't put trees down or anything like that. We're gonna have some blind corners, but I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Okay, so for those of you who are like struggling a lot with terrain differences like this, I have like a tutorial on that. It was actually a recorded live stream, but you can go watch it on YouTube later. I went through multiple tips on how to get the most out of a situation like this. Let's bring this down just a touch. See, now that's better. It's just a matter of leaving enough space between things. And then we're gonna have some like retaining walls here just to make it look nice. And this will obviously have to go, or at least be reduced by a significant amount. Now this curve really sucks, so let's see if we can improve it. If we go like that, it's kind of a sharp turn there, but it's okay. Now we're getting somewhere. That's good. We can have a row of houses like this. I'm fine with that. In fact, now that I have this in here, why don't we sort of plan out this middle road? Because this is sort of going to define how everything else looks like from now on. So we could actually, what I want to do is I want to extend this here, have a little roundabout, because of course you want to have roundabouts. Come on, invalid shape. Your face is an invalid shape. Come on, you can do this. Yeah, there we go. All right. Do you think this is drivable? I think this is pretty drivable. All right. So we have our tiny roundabout there. This, I think we can bring down a touch. And let's go this way. And then this way. Great. I can clear that with my car easily. Just put it in rock crawl mode and you're fine. Actually, my car doesn't have that, but it'd be cool though. So that is a little bit too close to the hill. So let's, no, bro, come on. Something like that. Let's get that curve going. Can we terraform this? We can, great. Except for that glitchy spot here, but it's okay. So, I think we can fit a couple houses here on this exposed wall. Actually, might be able to move this back a little bit. Without destroying everything we just did, ideally. Something like that. This is getting a little bit wonky. I should probably like stop fine-tuning things until I'm pretty settled on a concept and then do the fine-tuning, because obviously if I don't do that, I want to be constantly changing this and never get anything done. This, I don't know why this is happening. It shouldn't, like this bug, or I guess graphic glitch, not really a bug, shouldn't happen in this situation. I've never seen it like that, but honestly, it looks kind of nice, so I might just leave it for now. Like I said, I want to lay down all the roads first and then start working on things, like fine-tuning things. Let's see. So this is going to be much more interesting now, because this road needs to sort of go around. Actually, in this case, we can have this. So we're going to have two entrances to this back neighborhood here, and I want to have, let's see. I guess we could keep using this one. In fact, let's just update that. So we can have a thing like that. Let's climb up the hill slowly but surely. In fact, these two things could be farther back in, like so. This is steep, but not too steep, so we're good. And up here in the middle, we can do something like that. And hopefully we can bridge this gap easily. Like so. How does that look? That's a bit too steep, I think. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Unless I do this. That may work. And even though I said I wanted to connect it here, I might end up connecting it from this side, like so. Have like a sort of a switchback situation. That way I can ease the transition between the things. Gamer Campbell says, good morning, Street. Well, good morning to you too. Let's see, all-terrain, a test track for Land Rover, like you see at the Frankfurt Auto Show. Yeah, this is where they train pilots to run the Dakar race. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like tons of cities all over the world that have roads that have this climb grade, if not higher than this. So I'm not surprised, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What if I do this instead? Gorgeous. Let's bring this up like that. I could do this. Get the top, get the bottom. Man, I love this freaking tool. This is the align slope tool. It just creates averages between the points that you select. It's awesome. So let's curve this bad boy up. Can I actually toggle snapping here? Still not snapping in place. There we go. Now it is. You see, now it's much more gentle. Great. In this one, start snapping off. So we have that there, and bring this in. Actually, we could just extend this one there, get the curve in place. So that sort of works. Let's get all of our nodes in place. Boing, boing. All right, and now all that we have to do is get a clean curve here. That looks clean enough. This part looks a little bit insane. But why? Oh, I think it's because of the tangent, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay, now let's try aligning the things or averaging the nodes. Make sure that. Yeah, this works. This totally works. And we're starting to have a bit of a situation thing going here, which is good. I'm actually really excited about how this is looking. Not sure why I had you unfollow when I know you had. I don't know what that means. Like, you thought you were following me, but you were not following me? Almost 1 a.m. here, so bye. Hope to catch up on another stream. Oh, sure, yeah. Thank you for tuning in, Nihal 133. Okay, so what will be the next step? Get it? Because like steps, it keeps going up. I'll show myself out. Let's see. Because now this road feels like a little bit out of place here. Maybe we should have like network of smaller roads. Like keep this one for like the entrance to the neighborhood as well as this one. But then everything else is just like smaller roads. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So I think we can now like go this way, for example, something like that. And we could do the same over here and over height to height. Wasn't this like address in there? Isn't there a mod that like I have that that allows me to do that? Pretty sure I do. I mean, I know how to actually fix it in game, but I thought what is it called? The Cuboid, if you're in the chat. Oh wow, Nightbot doesn't like Leader of Monkeys. Nightbot has been so mean. Wow, it's deleting all your messages. I'm sorry, Maddie. Nightbot bad. Can I whitelist you or something? I'm gonna get rid of Nightbot. Like, I don't even know how to configure it, clearly. Spam protection. Repetitions, excess symbols, I guess, will be... Sure, let's disable that. Yeah, I guess I can mod you. Why not? I figure it actually would be easier if I was in the Twitch app. Oh, never mind. There we go. All right, now you're a mod. There we go. All right, so there's what's the mod that I got the other day from, I think Cuboid made it, that allows you to do crazy things. I can't remember the name. Actually, I don't even know if it has settings, to be honest. It's the mod that prevents it from, like, if you have you know, the distance that's too short. For example, when you're putting down like 2 nodes next to one another, like if you do this, well, slope too steep, but like, you know what I mean. When you're trying to like put 2 nodes one next to the other, it just complains about nodes being, or the distance between the nodes being too short. There's a mod that I have that addresses that, and I thought it also addressed this, but I guess it doesn't. But I can't find it, so I'm just gonna do that instead. Hide to hide, you son of a gun. I guess I will have to terraform a little bit. That's the actual proper solution anyways. So we're gonna smoothen this out. Welcome to the Road Lane Simulator. Sponsored by Skillshare. Not really. Someday it will be sponsored by Skillshare, but just not now. I kind of like this sharp curve here, honestly. I think, though, we can go a little higher. And inwards. So we have a bit of an interesting mix of roads. Actually, this is probably a little bit too high. There we go. Awesome. The question is, I think we should probably start putting down some houses, mostly to see what the footprint of things is like. So for example, if we put this house, then we might not be able to put another one on the other side. Let's see. I mean, we can. It's just, do we want to force the game to allow us to do that? I think yeah, I think I'm okay with that. We can easily put like a concrete sort of wall here. And that will be fine. Toggle anarchy? No, it's not anarchy. Like, well, I guess I have. You're right on that one. That one might have been anarchy. Let's see. Let's try to find another example of that. Like if I do this, slope too steep. Yeah, that one. Distance too short. I have a mod that prevents it from that. But yeah, I guess that particular issue was road anarchy, but sometimes road anarchy doesn't help, which, yeah, I don't know why, but it doesn't. But in that case, I think you were right. Oh yeah, no, this is prime real estate here. This is going to cost you an arm and a leg to live here. Look at the view of the city from here. I guess this house probably not so much, but as you start going up the hill, things get much more interesting. All right, so we have those 2 houses there. Let's see, how many more can we fit? I want to have like a mixture of large houses and smaller houses. So let's put that one there. Slope too steep. See, even with anarchy, it won't let me do it. It's okay though. I know how to force the game to do whatever I want at this point. So if we do that, yeah, this is not going great because we exposed the thing. But in this case, what we can do is bring the house right in the middle of the block. Something like that. Align it a little bit down. Enough that we can get a nice, gentle driveway. Not like this, though, but something a little bit better. And just have one house in this giant block. Let's do that there. And we could theoretically do the same here. Just raise it up a touch. Not that much. Actually, I don't mind having a road dedicated to being the driveway for this one house. That's a thing that we can try. But then we can just simply have a retaining wall here and retaining wall there. And it's all looking pretty good. So yeah. I'm obviously going to have a few more houses here. It's going to look a bit more dense than what it is looking right now. In fact, yeah. Now I was just thinking that maybe we can have like really packed houses here, like these kinds. Let me show you. Like these type of houses that don't necessarily have, you know, landscaping around them. Also, apparently we don't have any water here, which is great. I think I want to move this a little bit that way, and let's try to get this to play nice. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, of course I'm going to cover it with trees. You bet. Will you put some football fields? Of course I am. Actually, because I think I have like a couple of small ones. I definitely want to have like a lot of smaller ones. And then like a much larger stadium. But like something like this could work. Or even, you know, something like that. Just need to find a space. Probably like this area wouldn't be a bad idea to put one down. We'll see. I'll think about it. But we're definitely going to have a lot of them. Trust me. So far, I mean, this is like very much work in progress. There's so many things that this city needs that it doesn't have yet. So, yeah. It's an ever-evolving process. How do we want to bridge the gap between this road? Like, I don't want to have a ton of intersections on this road because I want traffic to flow faster towards the, you know, serving the people in the back. So if you live in this neighborhood, I don't want you to use this as a shortcut. I want you to take other roads, like this avenue here, for example. But yeah, every once in a while, I do want to have some intersections of some kind. Why don't we create another entry point using this road? Is it it's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. So maybe between these 2 points, it's probably a good idea. Something like that. There we go. So now we can simply do that. Can we get a nice even distribution of things? There we go, barely. And I think we could just simply curve this up so that it looks nice. Not all the roads need to be like smoothed out and rounded, you know? Like you want to have straight lines that come at different angles, as you can see here. This looks pretty good too. Not everything needs to be like smooth and curved and nice. I guess nice is not the word, but you know what I mean. Like flowing nicely, I guess. A basketball stadium or the Euro League. Basketball stadium. I don't know if there's. I mean, honestly, I'm playing with the assets that I have. I looked for like a proper stadium on the workshop, and there are not that many. There's like maybe one or two that are like okay, or like decent looking. The rest are mostly not great, and for the most part, a lot of people are just reusing the vanilla ones that definitely don't look great. I mean, sorry, they do look nice, but they're like the scale is like completely off. Like buildings, like vanilla buildings scales is like all over the place. They really need, if they actually do a City Skylines 2, I wish that they would spend some more time with the art direction, having like a person dedicated to making sure that everything sort of matches. Because right now we have like trains that if you put next to that Airbus A380 that the vanilla game has, like it's just, there's like no comparison. And there's a lot of like tiny things like that that don't make a whole bunch of sense. So yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just like feedback. Okay. I think this road, I'm going to start curving it. Maybe like so. You know, another thing that I would really like from these mods that I have is that if I do this, like, you know how it just says -6 right here? Like, why does it say -6? Why don't you just stay at the same level? Like, force the same level that I'm at right now. Like, I never ask you to go down. Like, I don't want you to follow the terrain. Just stay at the same level. Or at least an option to be able to do that. But I rarely want the road to follow the terrain, like, ever. I know that's just like my experience, and other people might be playing it differently. I just wish that there was an option to do that. I feel like I'm complaining a lot today. It's just a stupid camera, like, pisses me off. ¿Eres de Argentina? Yes, soy de Argentina. I mean, I'm in California now, but originally, I'm from Argentina. That looks strange, I think. Let's add a transition here really quickly. There we go. I guess we can keep climbing up, huh? At some point I'm gonna have to have roads sort of coming down as well, but for the time being, I think this is okay. This curve is bothering me because apparently it's not. There we go. Now it's right. I don't want like the gaps in between the vegetation. That means that the tangent is not as good as it could be. Here, you know what? Let's have an intersection. I guess we can have it here, right? No, let's just have it right in the middle or off to the side. Let's just have it off to the side. So something like that. And let's bring this down. Wow, it gave you a 10-minute ban? Well, now you're a mod, so that should be fine. Don't think the chances of City Skylines 2 is very high, but you never know. I wouldn't be so sure about that. They can only release so many DLCs before people like stop buying them, and they obviously need a constant source of income, so yeah. Actually, I forgot to mention this, but here, let's be serious for a moment. Let's take advantage of the full screen camera. So I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Would you be interested in me trying to build something quick after we're done with this, obviously? Would you be interested in me giving it a shot at City Skylines for PS4? So I actually happen to have it, and I think it will be cool to play like a really vanilla version of the game just for like an hour or two or something like that. I'm inspired today, so let me know. I can see a lot of like if you're like the people who watch my channel and like expecting the ultra modded stuff, I can feel your pain, but I think it will be a fun experience. So maybe we can give this another hour and a half, and then after that we can switch to PS4 and just fail miserably at building things. I've been testing it off camera. Don't get me wrong. I sort of got the hang of it. Like, at least I know my way around the menus somewhat efficiently. But oh man, don't do it. LOL. I want to see you suffer. Yeah, no, I want all of us to suffer together. That's the whole point. All right, I'll ask everyone again after we're done with this, and is gonna be hilarious. Honestly, I might even just post it on my channel later as another VOD. That'll be fun. Anyways, let's continue with this. Now I'm excited. It's gonna be terrible. Actually, it may not be that terrible. I actually haven't built a city with it yet. I laid down some roads just to like familiarize myself with the commands. Sorry, with the whatever the what do you call it? The keybinds? No, it's not the keybinds. The controls. So I that's as far as I know. But like, I've actually never built a function in city. Should be fun. Watch me turn that into a series like next week. Oh man. Okay, cool. So I'm liking this. It's pretty decent, if I do say so myself. Okay, so how do we bridge this gap now? I think this needs to be raised up. Oh no, wait, hang on. Hold the phone. This is kind of too steep right now. So what I think we could do is maybe do another one of these zigzags. So something like this. One like that. And like that. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Yeah, the vanilla maps are not that great either, huh? Yeah. I really wish that that Colossal Order would hire Flux to do maps. You guys need to do like one of those, what is it called? Change.org, and have like a petition so that we get like decent maps. Or even just like revamp the existing maps so that it's not completely new, you know? That'd be fun too. Actually, I'm really enjoying this sort of little curve that we have going on here. Let's grab that there. Something like that. Oh no, that's too steep. Probably because these nodes are too close to one another. And maybe if I keep them at a certain distance, actually. A minute ago I said we can have some straight lines. Except these ones are a bit too sharp. We might need to go further out here. So this one I don't mind being a sharp turn. This one I think we can do better. So something like that. There we go. See, now we have a nice, gentle, flowing curve. This one could actually be, except for this giant wall of pavement, but we'll get that fixed in a minute. Now that one is a bit too tall. Why is this not looking good? I think the tangent is wrong. There we go. Now it's fine. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Yeah. If they ever do a City Skylines 2, it really sucks for everyone who's making custom content for City Skylines 1. But what if you could take advantage of the content that was already done for City Skylines 1? Like, I'm sure they're not going to change the engine. It's still going to be Unity. But maybe they revamp how the base game works and how the simulation works. And the assets, the way the assets are actually put together are the same. So, I mean, that will be the dream, right? Like a brand new version that's like optimized, that has a whole bunch of new things, but also you get to use everything else that you already had before. That's, I'll sign for that. That'd be cool. And that way you don't piss off the modding community, which is actually very much keeping this game alive and probably will make this game stay alive for many years to come. I mean, look at the SimCity 4 community. It's still pretty thriving, even though that game came out in 2001. I was in high school when that game came out. 2001, right? Yeah. I'm a 33-year-old adult, old man here. So, yeah. Cool. Okay, so this is looking good. Let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit like that, so that we maybe can squeeze in a house there, perhaps. Actually, we can keep it really close to this avenue here. I don't mind having some retaining walls of some kind to prevent this from, or we just might as well do this. Do you know if there's any mods that will like let me add a node right here? I know there's like the crosswalk mod from like forever ago, but I just want to be able to click and add a node. That way I can just extend it further. That'll be nice. I'm sure there is. There must be something like that in the workshop. Actually, let's align these two nodes with one another, like so. There we go. And let's curve this up. Man, the glitchiness. Goblib Guy 1 says, Strick finally caught you live. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Is this going to be part of the new Nydal series? New Nydal series? Nydal has been on for many months. There's nothing new about Nydal. But while you're asking if this is going to make it on YouTube and part of the playlist, yes. I'm currently recording this in glorious 1440p because even though I think I have enough bandwidth on my main computer to record in 4K, I'm still like testing things, so eventually we'll be 4K sooner rather than later, but for now it's just going to be 1440p. Are you going to put some modern hums in there? Why can't I English properly today? I think we're going to keep it. We're going to stick to Avania's European suburban style for now, at least on this area. It's going to be, it's basically going to look like what I had going on here. This is what we're trying to build, by the way. Even though there is some modern houses every once in a while, it's just going to be a mix between modern houses and not modern houses. Also, I'm realizing that this is not the house that I picked for this. God damn it, the game has been updating some assets every once in a while. Like, this house doesn't belong here. This house doesn't belong here. Yeah. That seems to be the last one, right? There we go. I feel like I'm missing something else there. Yeah, I need to go fix that. We'll take care of that in a minute. First, I want to keep finishing my crazy road layout. This road right here needs to start going up instead of down. So Let's do something like this. Get that there. Do you also have problems with Move It and not being able to select nodes? I don't have that problem. You might want to check that you're in, if you're in the marquee selection mode, you want to make sure that nodes are, selected. If you're in the regular selection mode, there might be things above the node that you're trying to select that prevents you from selecting it. I think there's like a shortcut that allows you to cycle through like layers down, but I always forget what the shortcut is, and I always use this instead. So would be good if they could get the Sims to realize there's 3 empty lanes to drive in rather than all joining a key of traffic turnoff. So yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Though realistically, that's like the perfect way. Like the computer is calculating the perfect path. So even if you use the other lanes, well, I mean, actually, I'm not sure about this, but in many cases, when you see a line of cars trying to all turn the same, it's because they all want to turn there. Like the computer found the path to be like the fastest one. At least when the vehicle spawn, like wherever in the city that was, even if it's in the edge of the city or like in a building, it calculates whatever the fastest route is at that moment. I think this is how it works. So if traffic gets backed up through that process, then the car has a predefined route at that point. So it's just like staying on the lane, waiting for traffic to be clear. And if enough time happens, they just despawn automatically, unless you use a mod like this one that, well, disables that. I think there's probably better ways to doing that. I'm obviously not a software developer to that level, so I really can't say. But yeah, hopefully traffic will react based on what is happening during their journey, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Let me think here for a moment. I think if we... Yeah, we're going to need to get rid of all these trees, unfortunately. We're going to bring them back as soon as we finish this. But I just want to have room for roads. So let's get this up like that. There we go. It's not too bad. And I was actually thinking of having like straight up overpass towards the other side of the road. In fact, we can keep this road semi heavy in terms of how much traffic we could fit. So we could do something like this. I know this is like a very American type of road, but we can have something like that so that immediately after you turn away from this main road, you can just go over the overpass. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, but instead of having this, I'm going to have something along this lines. For example, this one. Just to add a mix of different types of roads. But this looks much more heavy traffic. What would I want from City Skylines 2? I just want like, I don't even know what I want. I just want more optimization for third-party content. That's all I care about. And if the simulation, and if they can do a much better simulation that currently exists, I might actually start caring more about the city outside from, basically the city, if you don't know what you're watching right now, I basically turn everything off, basically. I keep saying the word basically. You can take shots every time I say the word, basically. But in a nutshell, also wait, what the hell is happening here? Why is this truck? Is this not a one-way road? Did I mess that up? Yeah, I totally messed that up. Stupid cars. Let's see if that help things. So let's move this from here. So yeah, all I have right now is just cars driving around and trams and things like that. But like trash and education and all that, like I have schools obviously, and I have trash coverage and all that, but I really don't care about these metrics. I have a lot of mod turning features off. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So if City Skylines 2 had like better simulation in that regard, I might pay attention to those things. But so far, it hasn't, so I ignore them. They're kind of like in the way of making something cool. Okay, let's do this. This is... Hang on, let me see if I can get this much more efficiently. So we could do this, this, and this. So now it's a gentle climb up. You go diagonal here. I might want to add a slip lane just so that traffic can flow in and out of this sort of turn much easily, and also just to add a bit more detail to it. So we can have something along these lines. See if I can get a non-glitchy version of this. If at all possible. Huh, that didn't work, really. I mean, clearly the angle of attack is not ideal here, but is this all like level? Yeah, this is all level. So if you want to turn left, I guess you would still have to take this sharp turn, but at least getting in and out this way is probably good enough. Alternatively, I can just do this, which, yeah, that might be the way to go here, honestly. Just wanted to add more things, but I guess I'm good with this. And also, I don't expect a lot of traffic to be from this road going back to that area. People mostly going to be leaving the city anyway, so. They should integrate Move It for CS2. Well, here's the thing with integrating mods. When they already have done that before. They implemented precision engineering inside of CS. What else? Some experts in the chat can probably remind me what else they've implemented there. But the thing is that it's not the same. Like the mod version is still like much better. And the fact that it's like maybe implemented in the game means like the other mod is like no longer being supported the way it does. So imagine that they include Move It inside of the game. It's going to be a much more limited version of Move It. It's not going to be this crazy version of Move It, which we all love. If that makes any sense. Okay, so we have that there. I think I am ready to start going over here. This is as far as I'm going to take this road towards this side, by the way. I don't want to go too off topic here. Oh yeah, I remember that this road doesn't have like a bridge version. And also I don't want to go that high up. So let's go down just a touch. Yeah, I'm gonna need like a real bridge here. Let's see, let's grab the vanilla road for now. There we go. Not too bad. Actually, yes, too bad, because I want to add... See, this is going to come in handy if I was able to add an extra node there. That would have been so much better. Oh yeah, the traffic analyzer tool was a mod, right? And now it's like a very minimal version implemented in the game, which is fine. Like, I bet most people that play... Here's the thing. We're like a very tiny minority that play the game to this level. So, obviously, Colossal Order and Paradox have been spending a few resources lately trying to, you know, promote more of the modding community, which they haven't had done that at this point. I mean, they slowly been opening up their doors to modders, especially because every time they release a new version, you know, everything sort of breaks. That hasn't happened for a while now. There's a ton of, like, most of the top mods, the authors of those mods are part of the modding beta program. So whenever a new version of the game comes out, like, the mods are all pre-patched, so everything is like smoothly transitioned the moment an update comes, which is great. But we're like a minority of people playing the game this way. Most of the people playing City Skylines don't really play with mods, so even minified versions of all these things that are built in, like, they're really happy with. So we will be unhappy, but most people, the majority of people, will be happy. So then there's that. So in general, I hope that they don't implement too many mods unless they're like really powerful implementations of such mods, if that makes any sense. All right, this is gonna go into the bushes because why not? And I think this is clearance here is good enough, right? If I add a truck, which will be like the biggest thing. Yeah, dude, we have tons of room. Perfect, done. Okay, so we have this. Actually, what we could do, just one final tweak, is get rid of this. Get rid of this like that. And that way it's like a nice transition into the bridge. Fantastic. But at the same time, we need to expand our road network here. So let's see how we can we come out of this? Will that be too much? I mean, obviously we'll have to do some work down here because it's all glitchy and stuff, but it's fine. We could do it like this. And that way we keep a road segment like so. Let's actually level these two off. It's a bit of a steep wall here, but yeah, as I hear what you're saying. GoBlib Guy says, I play Sandbox City Builders for the beautiful maps, not functions. So people are less hardcore and dedicated. But like the majority, but you're the minority. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm with you, man. But most people play City Skylines for simulation. That's the reality of it. Maybe they'll get a couple custom assets, like some ugly stuff that they found on the first page of the workshop, like. There's still like so many of those like parks that were versions of the vanilla parks that are just terrible, flaunting the workshop. But I mean, people like them and they're still subscribed to them, and they probably already forgot about it. They haven't played the game yet. We're definitely the long tail, but in terms of volume and in terms of money they make from us, it's tiny. So we're definitely, even though they care about us, I'm not saying they don't, but we're like a second thought, if that makes any sense. And this is, by the way, me speculating, given the comments that I get from people on my videos and things that you know, I've talked to with the developers themselves of the game, and even Paradox and other modders. So yeah, that's how I'm arriving at this conclusion, but take that with a grain of salt. All right, so I'm gonna try to not look towards the direction of the city. That way we get better frame rates here. But I think we are in good shape here. Probably gonna start. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna stop expanding the roads and start putting down some buildings soon, because I feel like we already have quite a bit of room to cover here. And the rest is probably gonna be done in a video or in a future live stream. On average, how long does one episode of Nydal take to make? I guess is what you're saying. So it usually takes. So what you see there is literally 2 hours of work. Like, so a 20-minute video is like it's literally 2 hours of work sped up. But what you don't see is between those takes, between those clips, whenever there's like jump cuts. It's probably like 3 or 4 hours sometimes, upwards of 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes it's just like 5 minutes, but sometimes it's a long time. I do my edits as I go. I did a whole video on this on my second channel if you want to go check it out. But it takes like a good 10, 15 hours to do one episode of Nydal. I usually do it, well, sometimes 15 hours, like that's a bit extreme. Since I'm doing shorter episodes now, it takes a little bit less. But I would say like around 8-10 hours, and that includes like rendering times, upload, editing, which is pretty much done automatically at this point. I have a pretty awesome workflow that I've crafted all these years. But yeah, it does take quite a bit of time. I mean, you can see I've been streaming for what, exactly 2 hours now, and this is as far as I've gotten. Obviously, I'm stopping and chatting. That something that I wouldn't do when I'm on my own, but it does take quite a bit of time. Detailing work certainly does. So I'm worried about the gap here not being wide enough, but I think we'll be okay. So let's go this way. Let's take a look at this from up here. Or sorry, from down here. So we have this like avenue going up. I feel like this is too low here. Let's bring this up now. So we have this going here as well. That merges with that road and keeps going that way. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm liking it. All right, let's put down some houses, shall we? Kind of want to keep the ones we already have. Oh yeah, so I wanted to have like a driveway for these larger houses. So why don't we do that first? We can like simply do that. Come on, let me select this stupid node. I'm in the wrong tool, but yeah, that works. And I could just simply rotate it, maybe? We could have something like that. It's probably taking up a lot of space. Let's see if we can narrow things down. I mean, this real estate it's gonna be pretty pricey for this guy to have this giant house right like so close to the downtown area. But I guess rich people could be populating this space. I don't know. Like the house is kind of like frugal looking, but yeah. What do I think of City Skylines? The next for City Skylines, you mean City Skylines 1 or 2? Because we've been talking about City Skylines 2 quite a bit. I don't know. You probably missed the first part, but honestly, right now, what I care about is more optimization. I hear that the way the UI, for example, was implemented, it's like actually causing it some issues that shouldn't be there. But I feel like that's probably so deep down in the code base that it's probably impossible to stop now. And also, reality of the thing is that you don't make money from optimizations. Like you wouldn't buy a DLC that's just like, hey, now with like 33% more performance. Like that's just not a thing. So if they can squeeze in some optimizations, and they have done that before, every once in a while, then that's fine. This looks like crap. Can I somehow increase this? If I go like that, how crazy would that be? Pretty crazy. All right, so let's bring this down. Just a touch, and maybe even get this a little bit farther out. I don't want to have the nodes to be so close to one another that it just glitches the whole thing out. But that looks okay. There we go. It's not too bad. So now we have a nice driveway into this guy's house. Pretty good. We are probably going to do the same with this one, except let's change the house. Let's put a different one in here. Where is Find It? Here is Find It. Okay. Let's grab another large house. This one could work. I definitely want to match. I want to take advantage of this node to have the driveway on, so that way things are looking good. Eight gigabits on an optimized CS with some custom assets would be entirely plausible. I mean, it's plausible right now. If you get the wrong assets, I mean, 8 gigs is like fine for running like a nice detailed city. Obviously, there's some limits to what you can do, but you can play more than the vanilla game with that amount of RAM. What you can't do is run more than 5 Chrome tabs with that amount of RAM. So there's something to think about. This is looking really nice. I wasn't thinking of doing driveways like this, but man, I'm so glad I did. I want these to be a little bit farther out like that. Can I maybe get these two to be... Nope, I didn't want to bring those down, just these two. Let's unselect the building here for a second. And maybe get that there. There we go. Not too shabby. We're gonna add some nice curves around it. It's gonna look great. Yeah. Is there a way to get rid of the speed signs just on like very specific roads? I feel like Maddie would know the answer to that. Let's see. Like I know, I mean, if I do this, will it go away? No. Yeah, not at least not with this tool. I use Firefox over Chrome. 1 tab Chrome is like 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I use Opera because Chrome is unusable. It's a terrible browser. But I do like the rendering engine, like WebKit rendering engine over the Firefox one. Though Firefox is like my second browser too. So if Firefox had like a picture-in-picture for videos, I would ditch Opera immediately. That's the one thing keeping me on Opera for the most part. But yeah, yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this the freaking speed limit sign. One-way plain street. Maybe I can try a different route. Like, what about this one? I mean, that works, except on this thing. I was always curious why this looks that way for this particular road. What about if I change it to something else? No, still bad. What about pedestrians? This one is probably like, yeah. Man, that's a shame. That is a shame. What about this one? This one is more... Well, I mean, we have the same issue, so no. Never mind. Never mind. I guess I could do that with the bollards. Like, which one do you prefer? Bollards or no bollards? Actually, wait. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I got this. Hear me out. So there's this glitch that happens. Actually, I want to bring back the road that I had before that I don't even know where it is right now. I think it was this one, right? No, it wasn't this one because it didn't have bollards. Where's the plain road? God damn it, I lost the stupid road. Oh, never mind, it's here. All right, so we put that there. Great, everything's good. Awesome. So this is what we do. You grab the node and you move it really close to the next node and then it disappears. Simple as that. And you could do the same here. And now we just simply go down. Now the issue with this is that you get this like bump, this like step bump, which is kind of annoying, but we might be able to get away with that by doing something like this, which brings back the sign. But at this point, all we have to do next is just nudge this in place enough for the sign to go out, but for the road to not be all glitchy. Oh, you posted a Wikipedia link? Freaking Nightbot. Sorry about that, sir. I guess that will be the way to do it. It's not amazing, but it's... What was the topic on that Wikipedia link? I'll look for it. So yeah, this is looking good. Aside from this giant wall of terribleness that we have here, let's see if we can maybe nudge the house sort of away from that wall, or even like higher up enough that we can somehow ease the transition of this and the rest of the house. But I mean, that's mostly okay. I am okay with that. If we want to go crazy, what we should probably do next is, wow, look at this. This is going to be so crazy. We can grab some retaining walls, probably with a fence, because we're like really far up here and that's going to cause some issues. But we can do something like this. Bring this down. Except we will have to... Come on, man. Why are you not letting me select the thing? There we go. So we could do something like that. Now, it wouldn't be the greatest thing living by this thing, but in this case, since we have such a steep hill, what we should probably do is straight up cover it with trees. Like, honestly, I don't see a better solution than that. So you grab a whole bunch of trees of various sizes and you just sort of bridge the gap. I hate that grid too. Why is the grid coming back? There we go. Obviously, I'm just testing this. I'm not saying that I'm going to leave those trees like that. I'm just like putting them there so you can see what I'm aiming for. But we're probably going to have much shorter trees. It's very European to have those steep cliff sides next to your house, Hofgrave, in a very hilly country, and you see them all over the place. Yeah, no, I know. I want to have some of them exposed, but I'm going to try to avoid having a ton of them be super exposed. I mean, here in LA, we have a lot of roads that have like giant walls of rock right next to them. But, you know, I want to have like a mix. So some of them I will cover with trees, some others I will just leave exposed. Because, I mean, the map theme that we're using is also very, very nice. So I don't want to like completely obscure. Oh, hey, Dacer, how's it going? Okay, I have a tiny Jeep doing things. Oh, it's parking there. Oh my god, that is so cute. Let's disable parking for this guy because screw him. You're not allowed to park here, nor here. If you want to park, you can park up there. There we go. Now it's using the proper parking space. Isn't that lovely? Okay, let's put some more houses here. Growable. I think we could do. We do one of these houses here. Just as a reminder, we're probably going to be playing Nydal for another, let's say, 30-40 minutes. And after that, we're going to... Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to switch to City Skylines for PS4. We're gonna start a city from scratch. I don't know how long we're going to be playing that for, but it's going to be an interesting experiment. We're going to build a very basic city as fast as we can. if that's even possible. I mean, I know it's possible, but I think it will be hilarious to give that a shot. So stay tuned. We're not done with the stream. At least not for a while. Okay, cool. So we have that house up there. See, now things are starting to look up. Let's try a smaller house here. Slow to steep. No, it's not. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. So I want these two driveways to sort of meet there in the middle. These houses we're gonna keep. We have this floating shed for some reason. Is this part of this? Oh, this like changes with the terrain. I'm gonna try to avoid detailing this area too much. Like I don't want to have to add like 20,000 props for every house. Like if that's just gonna be a waste of time. So maybe this house is better suited for some other place, like here. A much more flat sort of area. And I don't want to do that because I'm lazy. Just don't want to do it because it's gonna take forever to build anything unless I can go in here and yep, do that. Done. Problem fixed. It wasn't that nice of a... I mean, it's an okay shed. It's just in a wrong position, I feel like. So let's put that back where it belongs. So something along these lines. I guess we can keep this house sort of closer to the sidewalk. Like so. Even this one, probably. There we go. Let's bring it down so that there's no exposed foundations. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but I just prefer to not have them there. Let's leave like a very thin gap between these two buildings. We're definitely going to have a bit of a dense neighborhood here. Yeah, we're going to be playing PS4 City Skylines. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Shortest stream ever, 7 minutes. No. I mean, I'm gonna put some effort into it. we're gonna make it work. Let's see. So, what we want to do is keep putting houses. Let's see, what other types of houses do we have? I want to really mix it up. This one comes with a lot of baggage that we need to disable, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's start with the trees, because those are the most obviously ugly ones. Small beach. Is it actually doing it? The bushes I'm okay with, so I'm gonna leave the bushes. And we definitely want to get rid of these hedges and the short hedge too. There we go. Great. So yeah, these vanilla bushes I'm mostly okay with. Though I'm gonna have to really use them once we switch to the PS4 version of the game, unfortunately. All right, so we have those houses there. Let's like this, bring this down, and let's see. Let's pick another house. For example, this one. I'm gonna try to rotate the camera away from the city. So this one, we just have it be like that. Let's get rid of the props. And let's see. So hedge goes away. And trees, tree variant 2 goes away. And I think tree with leaves, let's just get rid of it too, but it's not there. And there was something else that I wanted to do here and I forgot. I guess we could, so shore hedge, we could theoretically replace it, right? But yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that. I'd rather just put it manually. And also I don't want hedges on absolutely everything either, so. This house, we're gonna move a little bit closer to the road, bring it up to expose that little step. What about the extra driveway? What about it? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Oh, you mean like this segment of driveway? I think that's what you mean. This is what's going to happen to that extra segment of driveway. It's going to go away because we don't need it. There we go. Happy now? I wasn't expecting to do much there because I wanted to put down some more houses, but yeah. Slope too steep. No, it's not. Just be aligned with that. There we go. Let's bring this down. The shed here is okay, so I'm not going to remove it, but I am going to remove this prop situation that we have going on here. Though it's kind of nice having it on the other side of the road like that. So, still going to get rid of it. And the tree with leaves is also going to go away. The bushes, on the other hand, like I said, I kind of like them, but in this case, it's kind of screwing us up a little bit. Because it's like, yeah, if I want to keep this house closer to the road, it's just going to be on the other side. So, unfortunately, those are going to have to go. That's okay. I'm the perfectionist. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in the chat that are way more of a perfectionist than I am. And I'm hoping I'm doing I'm hoping you're enjoying what I'm doing. And you're not like totally shocked and upset and you have to go consult with a specialist after watching the stream. That's what I hope. All right. Some of these look more American than European, but I think they sort of blend in. So I'm not too opposed to do them. I wish I could just like replace all the props at once, but I don't think that's possible. Actually, I think it is possible, but I remember having a lot of issues with that in previous projects. So yeah, small Beach, yeah, you go way too. We're keeping the bushes. That's okay. Actually, this house, let's just keep this house a little bit farther in. So basically align the bush with the road. Something like that. There we go. Not too shabby. I think we can fit one more tiny house here, and then this is going to become a retaining wall. So let's grab a tiny house. And this is not really a tiny house. It's just a house that is not as big. We do have tiny houses, but actually I should probably add a few like proper tiny houses now that I think about it. So something like that. It's probably fine. In the meantime, for those of you who are joining on Twitch and never seen this project before, this is Nydal. Let me give you a quick overview. It's always important to introduce things to the new people. This is a city that I've been building for about half a year, mostly on my YouTube channel. It's a European style city, as you can see. I'm gonna give you a quick tour in great detail before we switch to the PS4 version of the game. But if you are interested in watching the developments of the city, you can head over to youtube.com/strictulcer. There's going to be a link in the description, and you could just binge watch the... This actually will be the 20th episode? Actually, no, not really, because I made more like... I'm not counting the streams as episodes, but last episode was episode 19, and there's like 3 or 4 live streams in the playlist, so you have a lot of catching up to do if you're interested. But yeah, and also welcome. Okay, so that's the last house I want to put on this side. Let's keep going towards this other side. Actually, is this the same house? Same house, different color. I wonder what the difference is, because I had to like remove the props for both of them. Interesting. Let's do a 2-story house. Like this one. This one's going to sit right on the bend of the road. Like so, and let's get rid of some of these props. Hedge goes away. Durandal says, always have strict. Been watching you for years. Well, thank you. I'm sorry, I guess. That seems brutal. Actually, I kept getting messages from people saying like, oh my god, I just binge watched Cedar Valley. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? As you can see, I'm like very mean about my old projects. Like I hate them immediately after I'm done with them. So Nydal, at some point I will think the same way about Nydal. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe we just watched Nydal. That was terrible. Because we obviously had much better assets and probably playing City Skylines 2 and all of that by then. Actually, the last couple projects that I worked on, I'm not so unhappy with. Like, basically everything that we did after Arrowhead, I'm like, even looking back, I see a lot of shortcomings, if you will. But I'm like, it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. So, yeah. What is this house? I don't know what this house is, but I'm going to put it down. Very detailed house. I like it a lot. I think we're going to need another one of these custom driveways here, don't you think? Though we're sort of getting that from this thing anyways. So wait, let's do it. So the node is here. We're going to connect it through here and in here. So let's rotate this in a way that it makes sense. Actually, this might be a bit too steep for that. So let's rotate it the other way. Yeah, this is probably better. So in this case, we're going to have to get rid of... Cena is beautiful and you'll never persuade me otherwise. Well, Cena was done after Arrowhead too, so But man, Sinu, I would have done so many things differently with Sinu. First of all, I probably won't do another like try to copy a real place again. Like I tried. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you'll see that I've been sort of trying everything, like all the possible building methods that are there. You know, copying real cities, and not copying real cities. Those are the two methods. I guess the two methods that I'm talking about. Anyways, Sino was fun, but I got really burned at the end because I couldn't get enough materials and like good references for the whatchamacallit, you know, to build the thing as examples. But it came out pretty good for the most part. I don't totally hate it, but if I were to do that differently today, yeah, there's a lot of things that I would change. Also, one thing that I never mentioned, this is something weird that happened, or not weird, but like interesting. I never talked about this publicly, but I got an email from someone from the mayor's office from Sinu, from like the actual Sinu, from the Adu Atoll in the Maldives, and they wanted me to like fly there and like meet the mayor and like have a chat at their school. Like it was like, that was insane. The problem is that they didn't have any budget, and like literally flying to the Maldives, it's like literally the opposite of Los Angeles. It's like if you look at a globe, and I'm in LA right now, it's like literally the opposite. And that was just like a giant investment in time and money that I couldn't do at the time. But I guess the offer still stands. I don't know. I might do it at some point, but holy crap, that was odd. I want to align to the building. There we go. This is not how I expected this to look like. Let's see if we can bring this back slightly. I think I definitely want this road to not go into the front of the house, but instead go to the garage. Something like that, except now we have the speed limit sign, which doesn't help. Okay, now it's gone. Great. Hello, Jeff. How's it going? Hope your day is going fine. All right, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of the small bushes, unfortunately. So they're going bye-bye. I'm probably going to also get rid of this. That way we can put some vegetation and trees. Hey, neighborhood is shaping up. How about them apples? Let's actually put a tiny house. Let's actually get it done. So this is what I would consider a tiny house. Like it's more like, it almost looks like a shed than a house. But I love tiny houses actually. I think it will be really fun to actually build like your own tiny house at some point in one's lives. Just need to find like a cool lot and then just build it. I feel like that sounds like way more idealistic than what it actually is. Like it's probably a giant pain in the ass to build your own house, but man, if you had the money and the time, I think it's probably totally worth it. All right, so we're gonna put that in there. That's another house. Thankfully, these houses already have all the props removed, so I don't have to struggle so much. I think I want to keep shorter houses on this side for now, simply because. See, the issue here is that there's like probably like an invisible parking lot attached here, which is not gonna play well. We're literally gonna have cars parking in the middle of the road, which is not amazing, but yeah. Yeah, regulations are kind of hostile for tiny houses in the US. Yeah, You could do like some people like put them on trailers, so it's to circumvent that. You're still parking the trailer. I have a friend who has a tiny house in Topanga here in like on the outskirts of Los Angeles, and the way they got around it is by literally putting on a trailer. So it's technically like a mobile home, but it is like kind of fixed permanently. I think that's like slowly starting to become, given the amount of, or the huge shortage in housing, I think that's, they're going to start easing on the regulations for that. I hope that's the case though. We're going to turn this guy around like so. Let's have a cluster of tiny houses here. Are they all the same asset? I think they are, right? Yeah, they're not very different. But that's okay. We can have like a row of tiny houses here. But like connecting tiles. It's more like a commune, this place right here. What we can do too is, in order to have this look a little bit nicer, we can bring the terraforming path. Let's see if we can find it. Terraforming network, sorry. So we can do that and that. Align both of them. Align both of them, come on. I guess they are aligned. And now align them to this. Great, so now we have a nice flat piece of land. In fact, we can even stretch this further out all the way to here. And that sort of creates like a perfect rectangular shape. In fact, while I'm at it, I might as well just keep adding a few more of those. Where's the, is this the node? Yeah, this is the node. So we could do that. And select this node and align it to that node. There we go. That's actually looking pretty decent. I mean, it's kind of glitchy, but we're gonna be covering all that with vegetation anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. So now we have a cluster of tiny houses. How about that? Okay, let's see. Let's grab these. Actually, no, I don't want to add those just yet. I do want to have some modern houses too. I don't want like everything to look super like more old school. But as we approach this avenue, I definitely want to have some more density. So this will be a great time to start transitioning the architecture style of things. So let's put some of these houses that don't necessarily have, well, yeah, they don't have like parks surrounding them. They're just mostly one next to the other in a much more dense pattern. How does this one look like? You definitely want to ease the density of your city. You don't want to like switch immediately to suburbs. I mean, you could. It's not unheard of, but I like having like a nice transition between the different types of neighborhoods here. Some sea fighting going on there. That's fine. So let's go back to global. Let's go to medium density. Let's see. Let's put like a few of these down. Do we have like a corner one that we can use? Ideally something that we haven't used all that much, because I feel like I'm repeating the same top buildings that appear at the top. Let's keep cycling through these. I wouldn't mind having some of these modern ones as well here. So let's put it down. Actually, this one has like a green roof, right? Maybe it's That's too green. I don't like that texture. But I do like the building, so I'm gonna keep the building there. Does it have side windows? It doesn't have side windows, because this would have been a great corner building. I guess we could just do this until we find a proper corner building. Let's keep going. Modern Dutch. Oh, I haven't used this. This is interesting. I actually kind of like this. So wait, let me move these out of the way. Bring this here. Kind of looks like it's sunking into the ground. There we go. Now it's not. So if we leave enough of a gap for the sidewalk, that should give us a good enough amount. Let's bring this down just a touch, enough that the entrance is not covered. The balcony, this like first floor balcony, it's kind of weird. I feel like this needs to be higher up. Clip him 90 degrees. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Could do that. I'm really intrigued by this building. Like, why is it so... Like, why is this balcony, like, on the first floor? It doesn't make that much sense. I think I want to skip on this one for now. Yeah, let's try splitting this. Like, all the sad people leaving the building. It's like, oh, I really like living there. Just, Mayor is a jerk. Yeah, so I guess we can do something like this. Obviously, what you want to do in this case is bring one of them up or down. That way they don't clip. Probably not so much. Just enough that you don't get the sea fighting textures. So yeah, so let's do that. It's a good call. And we can bring all these houses like that. And this one would probably need to be sunken a little bit down. It does look a little bit weird, the fact that there's like clipping things like that, but let's see if we can align them in a much more interesting way. So for example, let's say like that. I mean, that doesn't look super bad. Let's change the time of the day real quick just to see what things look like. I think we're always going to be looking at the other side, but yeah, I mean, that doesn't look bad. I kind of like it. Good call. All right. Let's keep adding more things. Actually, this one I could add like a couple. That way we can just take advantage of this architecture style for a little bit. Maybe like 3 times is probably enough. And now we can just grab this. Move it right up against the sidewalk. These look like not properly aligned. There we go. Now they are all perfectly aligned. I mean, mostly perfectly aligned. Looks like a deliberate architectural choice to break up some of the lines of the buildings. Yeah, I guess I could have like also erased this one like that, right? Just to add more variety. Or actually, you know what? This bottom one or this edge one. So now it looks like it's done on purpose. Even though the door is a little bit higher, but these doors also look like windows, so I guess I don't really care. It's all good. It's all good. I do want to have, like, I feel like this avenue has been here for a while, or this thoroughway, so I don't mind having some older buildings as well. For example, this one. And while I'm at this one as well. This is more like early 1900s sort of building, not that old. In fact, maybe like 30s or 40s. Kind of like him. There we go. Yeah, this actually looks great. I mean, this avenue already is looking pretty good. I think we might want to bring this a little bit closer, or do we want to have like a very wide sidewalk? What do you think? Too bad I can see it all black screen. Might want to refresh your browser. Like I have a preview here and it's looking okay. There's an alarm going off outside my window. All right, let's keep going. Let's close this because it's too invasive of things. Oh, this house is nice too, except this one wants to be in a corner. Here, because we're so close to that road, I want to keep shorter distances. I'm amazed by like how many people are walking across this place now. I guess that's a good thing, right? In fact, why don't we have a shortcut here for pedestrians? Because we have the pedestrian crossing right here. So we might as well take advantage of that fact by throwing down a propless pedestrian path, like so. It's kind of steep, but actually, you know what? I have a better idea. We could keep this one here. Also, another feature that I wish was always off is this. I hate that snapping tool from the game. So we can have that. Actually, this one needs to be there, and this one needs to, nope. This one needs to be there. Great. So now these two are aligned, but that's kind of a steep climb for these folks. So what we're going to do instead is grab some stairs. And by putting down stairs, for example, this one, people will still walk on them, but visually it will look like a set of stairs. Should probably like lower this down first and then place it. We might need to put a couple of these assets. For example, this one. Try to rotate it as much as we can. And then we match this. And then we bring it down. Like that. It's kind of hard to see what you're doing, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing. Let's select only props. It's kind of wonky, but I'll fix it in a second. See, something like that works. Of course, Sims will glitch through the prop, but that's better than nothing. Really can't get any better than that anyways. I'm liking that. That's pretty nice. It's pretty neat. We're gonna maybe cover these imperfections perhaps. I guess we can center this, right? Something along those lines, and then we can just align it like that. You're on an iPad? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I've never used Twitch. I mean, I've used Twitch on my phone and it works fine, so. Okay, let's find more houses. Yeah, I guess close the app and reopen it would work, right? I've been told that this is like a famous building, and I keep using it all over the place because it looks really nice, so sorry. if this building is in your city and I'm just like misusing it. But it's a nice building, especially if you put a lot of them one next to one another. Okay, now I need smaller, more dense buildings. Sort of like this one, except not that one. Something that doesn't extrude so much in the back. Let's put this one there, right? No? Maybe? Could have some shops in here. I mean, I guess all of this is like offices and commercial anyway, so maybe not a great idea, but let's see. Can we have like a house that is like, okay, so this is what I want to do here, just changing subjects. Put a few of these houses that are a little bit more like luxurious. They take up much more space, but I think having a whole neighborhood of these is going to look great. Reminds me a lot of some of the suburbs in London, actually. Love these stone facades. They're so nice. And this would be great for a corner, maybe? Actually, I need like a nice corner piece here. Or not, actually. I could just put some hedge around it, sort of covering this. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's add some more details in general. And do we want to use the network-based hedges? Height to height. Come on, there's... Why doesn't it go down? It's a little bit too boxy, this one, but let's get... This is just a prop. Not that one. Let's go for the net structures. That one is the super tall one. I want the medium tall one. Okay, so we have that, and we have this, and that should be good enough. Let's try to curve this just like so, and I think, where's the node? The node is up here, so we want to match the node of the road as much as we can. That way we get a smooth transition between the hedges and the non-hedgy things. Oops. Let's return. There we go. So yeah, that's looking good. Obviously, it's missing a ton of detail, but we might as well continue this hedge here. I think it will be a good protection for cars to not drive into this place, you know? So we can go all the way to here. Oh, and then we can like masquerade at the edges of this. That'll be nice. Hydronine says, Strictoser, so the goal is to use the minimal amounts of custom assets for Nydal. It seems each one of those houses has been custom you lay down. So isn't that killing you on the memory usage, or have you used some of the standard drag and drop building plops in the city as well? So couple things. Every single building in the city is manually plopped. There's like 0 sewn things because I'm not crazy. I'm a totally sane person that does things in the most efficient way. No, but seriously, like the issue with the memory and assets is it's a lot of things. I have a ton of custom buildings that I subscribe to. Only a fraction of them are actually plopped. When it gets really crazy is when you start putting down props, which are not necessarily buildings and trees and things like that. So I'm trying to like find a balance in those terms, but I am using a lot of custom buildings and I'm reusing a lot of them as well. So it shouldn't get any crazier than this. And even if I used less buildings, it wouldn't be that much optimized anyways. So I might as well take advantage of that fact. I hope I made some sense what I just said. Ooh, I actually kind of like the vine aesthetic here, sort of growing from that building. I think I want to keep it. I wish that this wasn't so boxy. Like I wish that it was like more gradient. Yeah, we're gonna switch to PS4 in a second here. I wanna finish this section of the city, and then we're gonna be playing some City Skylines on PS4. How about that? It's gonna be great, or not. Who knows? Are you not entertained by me putting down hedges around things? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's what you're saying, I don't blame you. Though I'm finding this like very satisfactory. No, that's not the word. Dude, this is looking awesome. I like it a lot. I can already tell how many more things I want to start putting down. This shouldn't go all the way though. It should go halfway, like right about there. And now we should have some more houses in here. So let's add a row of houses real quick. Starting with, I don't know, this one, for example. Sure, this one works. I guess if I keep this one, I would have needed to do the other one. Yeah, let's go with this instead. So let's rotate you over here. And then this one will follow immediately after. Let's grab one of you. All right, so we have that there. Let's see, what other types of houses can we add? This one we already have. Let's put this one down. So as you can see, this starts like much more dense, and then we sort of transition and fade into much more sparse sort of neighborhood. That's kind of the plan. PS4 Nydal might be 1 frame per minute. Yeah, I mean, if you could, I guess. I mean, the issue is just custom assets, honestly. That's mainly why I haven't played the PS4 version or any other console version. I feel like, if I heard correctly, the Xbox version of City Skylines is 4K for one, and for Xbox One, that is. And it's also, what else was I going to say? It's also, you can use a keyboard and mouse, which is another big thing why I'm not a huge fan of console games. I feel like this thing as an input is not very good unless you're playing very specific games like racing games and things like that. That's fine, but for like a shooter or something as delicate and detail oriented as City Skylines, nope. Let's try some vanilla houses here. This one would have been a nice corner house. See how it looks here. This house, but like flipped around, actually not too bad. Here, let's actually prep this one. So props, let's get the hedge out of the way, and let's get the tiles out of the way as well. Yarded tiles. And I think we're good here, right? Actually, it's kind of out of place. I feel like I want more density on this side, but I like the assets, so let's see where else we can put it. I mean, honestly, we can just put it there. On the opposite side of the road. Let's get it aligned with a curve and everything. Doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. There we go. That is looking good. So you see, we've been streaming for what, like 3 hours now, and this is all that we accomplished. So that will give you an idea on how long doing, for example, this whole chunk and detailing it as I did takes. But yeah, let's wind things down in terms of Nydal. Let me give you some, like, a quick tour for everyone joining in just now. Let me actually save the changes first, because that's kind of important. This will be 19.5. By the way, while we save this game, if you are interested in getting the save game, you can head over to my Patreon page, and one of the rewards is that you get to download the save game and the current state. So I'll probably upload this at the end of my live stream coverage of the day. And oh my god, what is taking place here? This is a thing. Okay, now it seems like it got fixed, but it's all backed up from here as well, right? Why are these? What's happening here? Why are you, like, not doing anything? You're waiting for traffic, I think. Not that one. I want. That's very strange. This whole thing is clogging everything. And also, do we change this from here as well? Nope, we have not. I definitely want the roundabout to always be flowing. Okay, so that one is there, that one is there, this one is also there. Yeah, the roundabout should never stop. Also, we need to properly add signals. So, oh, this one is yielding. Should be the other way around. But I guess I was prioritizing people circling through the roundabout more than anything. This is not good, man. This is definitely not good. Let's change the priority here as well. I wonder why they're taking this shortcut. I guess I already did this. Huh. And I guess to some degree is also happening here and here. And also here. Yeah, I mean, we have like a massive jam. That's not good. That is not good. Do you always have local saves? Never to the Steam cloud? I've never, like, anything that has cloud next to it, I try to avoid, like, unless it's like Google Drive or something like that. Like, I don't want to be messing up with other people's clouds. This way I can, like, copy files between my many computers. I don't know, find it that much easier. I'm gonna need to fix this off camera, because I don't know what the hell is going on here, man. Like, we're having a massive jam all over the place. Let me do one quick thing, see if I can get this fixed. Definitely want to prioritize that. And the other ones will yield, perhaps. But, like, why are you not, like, going through the intersection? You're just constantly waiting for traffic, for the pedestrian traffic? Let's see if that works. Or just made it way worse. I mean, I know it's kind of like a dense intersection, but also definitely want to fix this. So now things seems to be flowing slightly better. Also, these trucks take up so much space. If I replace them with, like, much more compact trucks, we might be able to clear this mess up much faster. But now, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's flowing slowly but surely. We're definitely backed up here. Let's see. Okay, now you want to turn that way. Great. It's very helpful. Yeah, so these guys are waiting for this. Yeah, this is like a mess. Huh. Restrict trucks in the center of town. I have that. I already have that, and it's not working. Like, I have it, for example, for this neighborhood, and there's like tons of traffic, heavy traffic there. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I have city planning, heavy traffic ban, and there's like literally 5 million trucks driving around. So I don't get it. Like, they still need to get the goods to the shops, but I don't know how to really fix it. Yeah, I know I can do it on the roads themselves, but also I need to like be able to provide a path for cargo to be delivered. So what's probably going to happen later is whenever I do a harbor, we're going to get some goods shipped that way. So that should ease things a little bit. But yeah, this kind of sucks. We have like a massive jam here, which is not great. Just all these giant trucks. I mean, honestly, if we take the trucks like with like smaller ones, it might just take up less space, and it might make things a bit more fluid. Honestly, what we need here is maybe lights. Manually timed lights. No, that's not what I want. Is this what I want? Switch traffic lights. All right, so we now have traffic lights here. We only need 3 traffic lights, so let's see if that somehow helps, because I feel like it was always giving priority to the roundabout, and nothing was ever working. So maybe that will take care of things, perhaps. Seems like it's slowly getting better, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I know it looks realistic. I was caught in a traffic jam like this in, where was it? In France, in Nantes. And it was like this. So don't tell me that, like, when people complain about traffic in LA, I've driven through worse places in Europe. Trust me. God, this is a mess. All right, I'll deal with this off camera. This is not a fun thing to watch on stream. I'm gonna save that over there. All right, let's do this. For those of you watching on YouTube, this is me winding things down. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. And if you're new to the channel and haven't already, make sure to subscribe. That way you're notified next time. Also, if you want to catch the next stream as I switch to PS4 now, make sure to go follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Adjuster. All right, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.